It's Friday night and I'm here. I just thought I would see if there would be anybody around on Friday night because I'm at home and just hanging out. I just got off a long conversation with my brother on the phone. He was driving home from work, and I'm sometimes his road warrior, which means that I will talk to him on the phone. I do the same for my son, who has an hour commute through traffic. Sometimes it's longer than that, but my brother has that. My brother lives in Los Angeles, and he has a very long commute home to and from work. So to work in the morning and then in the evening. He also has a long commute home. So it's boring for them, and they want road warriors. So they will put their phone on their mount and just start. They have like a dial up of people who they're going to call to sort of kill the time with. So I do that with both of them if I'm able. If I'm not working, I actually worked tonight until like 6:30 Pacific time. So for those of you on the East Coast, that's like 9:30. But I mean, it's 6:30 in my world. So it was a long day. And it was a good day though. It was a good day. You know, I I'm grateful to have work. I'm always grateful to have work, but it was a long day, and I was glad to talk to my brother when he called for me to keep him company on his drive home. And we talked a little bit about our mother, who's kind of not doing well. And then we also talked about like our friends that we knew that when we were younger, when we were kids, and one in, one out, right? Um, so we talked about the friends that we had when we were kids and the people that we don't even talk to anymore because they've gone bonkers or something like that. Because that happens as you get older. The friends that you have when you're kids are not at all. Hi, Rita. How are you doing? Bright Smedley. I don't know. Briley Smedley. Hello. Good, thank you. How are you? And Frank, hi. Good to see you all. Thank you for coming in for a chat. It's Friday night, babies. And I am just here, running my mouth. And hi, Fishing Mario. Hello. What up? Cook Kid Baller. Nice. Uh, just chatting, just hanging out on Friday night, chatting it up, running my mouth, looking for things to talk about. I had a long conversation with my brother on the phone as he was driving home. Andres, people live their lives. Some friends stay, some go. Absolutely true. That's what my brother and I were talking about on the phone. He's driving home from work, and we were talking about our friends from when we were younger, and we had friends since childhood, and some of them we stayed friends with, and other people. Fishing Mario, hi, Fishing Mario, hello. Briley, if I could give a message to the world, would be Chucko, your little brother. Oh, well, hi, hello. So my brother and I were talking about how a number of the people that we knew when we were younger, and now they are just completely different people, or we're getting calls from their family that they're uh, having medical problems, and or they stopped talking, or they cut us off for whatever reason. And we were both talking about that, and like, how crazy is that? People you think you'll be friends with forever, like you're forever friends, but they're not. They're not. It's like a reason, a season, or forever, right? A reason or a season seems to be the more popular one. Yeah. Tasha, Tasha, now, 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 yeah, now, baby. Everything is now. We need to stay in the present, right? Stay in the present. And people do come and people do go. So, what do we do with that? What do we do with that? Andres. Some people, I think, mix the whole friendship thing with companionship because Frank can live across the globe and still be a friend. And sometimes those are the best friends, or not always. I have a friend that moved, what I thought was a friend, right? This person moved to Europe to be with a woman, and now they have a family over there, and that's all fine and good. But we were childhood friends, and now this person just hates me because I don't know. This person's weird, but it's like, what happened to our friendship? But that person has changed into, everyone morphs as they get older, right? I think we all change, we grow, we evolve, we we become bigger or hopefully better versions of ourselves. That's what I would hope for. I want to be a better version of myself as I get older. And I'm getting older every darn, oop, don't swear, right? Every darn day I'm getting older. So your refrigerator doors are on backwards. It'd be easier to open swinging towards the wall. Absolutely, 100%. I live in an apartment. They did that. I didn't have the choice of that. I live in an apartment. I rent here. So, yes, absolutely, 100%, Andres, that they did it wrong because I have to pull it away from the wall every day and I curse it. I asked them to change it when I moved in, and I've lived here about 8 years, and they don't want to be bothered. They just want the rent. They don't care. So, but thank you. Yeah. Or no, that was Kurt. Kurt. I'm sorry, Kurt. 5555555555555. Yes, you're right. The refrigerator door is on backwards, and they should have done it the other way. I think that's because of value changes. Uh, yeah, I mean, value for sure. Value changes. People, if they move to a different country, if they move to a different part. I live in the United States. I live in California. People move to a different part of the country. Yes, their values change. Their motivations change. Their concepts about life change. Their interests in life change. They mature, they grow, they evolve, and then we outgrow people, right? So there's a reason or a season, or there's the people that are there forever. And they're meant to be there forever for other reasons, just for loyalty or just for, we're still going to be nice, even though maybe we aren't completely in connection again. Boxman, divide 98 by half of 98 and add 21. Well, I'm not going to play math games right now, but thanks. I would do it if I wasn't here doing this because I do like math games. That's fun. What's your favorite book? That's a good one. I'm a reader. I love Pat Conroy. I like older stuff. I like fiction. I like astrology. Kabil, hi, ma'am. I'm from India. Well, nice to see you. Nice to meet you. Andres, I understand this, but I only don't change. You don't change? You mean you don't change with your friends, or you don't change in, what do you mean? What part of it do you not change? Kurt, gotta go. Have a good night. Okay, peace out, Kurt. Have a good night. Thanks for coming in. Kabil. Hi, ma'am. I'm from India. Yes. Have you ever been to India? I have not been to India. I have not. I've been to a lot of countries. Been to Germany, Austria, Italy, Switzerland, France, England, Holland. I've been to Hong Kong when it was still under British rule. I've been to Japan. I've been to Australia. I've been to Mexico. I've been to Canada. I've been a lot of places. Did most of that traveling when I was young, but I've not been to India. And I was actually talking to somebody today who has been to India twice. It's interesting that you brought that up. Been to India twice. Once was when his daughter got married to an Indian man, and he said it was fantastic. The husband came in on a white horse being led by somebody, and at the end they had fireworks, and they put on quite the spectacle, I think, with some um, weddings in India, which is super cool. Lavesh, how was life for the most part, miss? 1 to 10. Oh, 10. 10 out of 10. Life has been, life sometimes is bad, but life is supposed to be difficult. That's the whole point. Life is difficult. Once you accept that, then life becomes much easier. So, yes, 10 out of 10. I'm here until I'm not here anymore. So, Andres, wow, where haven't you been? Oh, there's a lot of places. I haven't been to India. How about that? Haven't been to India. I haven't been to Eastern Canada and Central Canada. A lot of that I would love to do. There's a lot of Mexico. I have not been to South America. Haven't done that. I've been to the Caribbean. I've been to Turks and Caicos, which was really fun. I went to a Club Med there about 10 years ago, and that was a blast. I wouldn't go down there for my life right now, but back in the day, it was very fun. Living our adventures. Hey, hey, my friend. Hello, friend of Jack Out of the Box. I hope you're still here. I hope you didn't dip out, but I'm just seeing your message. It's good to see you. I'm so pleased you're here. That makes me happy. Kabil, ma'am, I'm not very good at English. Well, I don't think pretty fake blonde. Correct. I am a fake blonde. I am what we call a bottle blonde. Yeah, because my eyebrows are dark. Well, they've been microbladed. My eyebrows have been microbladed. I'm not hiding that. I'm not trying to be fake. But yeah, when I was about 21, I started bleaching my hair. So yeah, I'm a bottle blonde. True that. So, hi, Living Our Adventures. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Andres, are you Canadian? No, I am American. I'm United States of America. I live in California. Um, Living Our Adventures. Yes, yes. You too. I've been watching your videos. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I've been trying to put out stuff every day just to, because it's fun for me. And I want to connect with all of you that are out there. So I'm trying to stay connected and stay on the ball with it because it's fun. And let's see, Dr. Studio's favorite pizza topping. Honestly, I don't eat a lot of pizza because currently I'm on a keto diet, which is very low carb. So the bread I don't really do, but I like meat. I like meat. I like vegetables. So I'll eat any kind of pizza, probably. Probably. Kabil, ma'am, which country are you from? Well, I just said USA. I don't know, USA. I don't know how to do it in sign language. United States, American, yes. Yes, I'm a proud American. I love my country. Goofy as it is, I love my country. It's so diverse. It's different everywhere you go. And that is what I love about it, is that it's so different everywhere you go. And it's beautiful everywhere you go to drive or be. I've been to the Grand Canyon. I've been up the northern coast of California and Oregon and Washington, all the way up into Vancouver, Canada. It is beautiful, these huge redwood trees and these gorgeous cliffs. Actually, if you look at my channel, I sort of show a lot of visuals of Southern California, which is California. And that's what my channel is a big part of, is showing nature. And I love rock and roll. So on the shorts, I will put rock and roll on. Um, but I love going to the lakes and the reservoirs and the beach and anywhere that I think is pretty or attractive. And I will take short videos and put a little rock and roll on it. Usually, sometimes I just let the birds talk and stuff like that. Uh, Hiya, buddy. You seem very sweet. I hope you're staying blessed and safe. Thank you. Thank you. It's a happy Friday night. I'm in a good mood. The week is over, so I get to kind of relax tonight, and that's why I'm here to visit with you guys and hopefully have a great weekend. I hope you do too. Thank you. Lavesh, you are lovely, liked and subbed. Oh, Lavesh, thank you very much. Thank you. Appreciate that. I hope you enjoy the content. You know, that's the most important thing. I only want you to be here if you really, really want to be here. I don't want somebody to sub just because, but I want you to enjoy it. Living our adventures, yes, Kabil, it's 9:38 a.m. here in India. What time is it over there? It is 8:10 p.m. So it's nighttime on Friday, 8:11 now. That's what my phone says. And it's pretty warm here. We've had a lot of rain in the last few weeks, but it's pretty warm tonight. It's probably 65 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in Celsius. And I know a lot of other countries use Celsius, but it's very nice. Oh, same. Braden, hi. How you doing? How is everyone doing? I'm just hanging out on a Friday night. I had been talking to my brother earlier on the phone as he was driving home from work, and we were talking about our old friends from growing up. And that was kind of where my whole conversation started, was that we are kind of baffled at some of the people that we were just tight friends with when we were kids and thought we would be forever friends. And now here we are in middle age, and people have fallen off. We've had a lot of people pass away. That's life, you know. I mean, I'm grateful to be here. So, and then there are people who just choose to no longer be a part of life anymore. And that's what I was saying. A lot of times friendships are for a reason or for a season, or sometimes it's forever. Sometimes it's not meant to be forever, our friends. And that's fair. Sometimes it's just meant to be there for a period of time where we make some difference in their life, or they make some difference in our life, or both. And then it sort of runs its course and you kind of go each other's ways, because as we grow older, we evolve, we change, and then, you know, we're not always friends with the same people we're friends with when we're kids. Oh my goodness, what do we got? Braden, good. Braden said, hello, Braden. Colin, what kind of music do you like? Oh my gosh, rock and roll, baby. Uh, rock and roll. Walmart pharmacy. My prescriptions are ready. Well, thank you. I don't get my prescriptions at Walmart. It's CVS. But thank you. I do know that I have a prescription ready. So in case you were actually calling from CVS, I know I gotta go tomorrow and pick something up. Okay, so Colin, my music if you watch, and then you're probably gone by now, but if you're still here, if you watch any of my shorts, I take short videos of nature and I usually pair it with rock and roll, old rock and roll from the days when I grew up. And it's interesting that you asked that question, pointing, because I love music. And and one of these days, I'm going to do live with my boxes of vinyl records because I have a lot of the old ones. In fact, one of the community posts I made today was because of a conversation I had with somebody this morning about Peter Frampton. And I said to him, my first album was Frampton Comes Alive. So you're brighter than the sun. Frederick, thank you. Walmart, LOL. Braden, how old are you? I am 60. 60. I am old enough to probably be your mother or your grandmother. I'm 7. Well, you shouldn't be on this live then because I set it to adults only. So you shouldn't be watching this. And so scroll away. I don't, 7-year-old should not be here. I had sapota for breakfast this morning. What is sapota? I don't know what that is. Fredred, she's 54 at Braden. Oh, thank you. Oh, you flatter me. I'm 54. I was 54 6 years ago. I am 60 now. 60. 60 years old. I have children that are in their mid to late 20s. So, and I had children in my 30s. So do that math. For the person who earlier was wanting to do math, it's like, do that math. That explains it all. Yes, I am 60. Yes, true. Why would I lie about that? My goodness. I would love to see your records. Oh, Colin, you want me to go grab a couple? I can go grab a couple and show you. Could you tell me what you had for your meal over there? Well, I haven't eaten yet. I had for breakfast, or it's 8 p.m., and for breakfast, I had a protein shake, and I haven't eaten since then. So I will eat, probably. I might not eat. Colin, my first record was Zappa. Oh, Frank Zappa. Wait a minute, Colin, you need to hang around. Bobby, I'm 28 from Germany and Antifa Sigma. Okay. You're anti-fascist. Okay. Well, I would hope that most people are anti-fascist. I don't know what the Sigma means. Fredred, I work in healthcare, so I'm just curious. Do you have tremors? Yes, I do. I have cervical dystonia, which and I've had it since I was 19. And I also have essential tremor. So good catch, right? People don't usually mention it, but yes, I do. It's not, for those of you listening, I tremor, which means I shake. It's a neurological condition, but it's not something that's going to kill me. The condition that I have is not going to kill me. It's just what they call a nuisance tremor. Well, it's affected my whole life, but Frederick, you're becoming a neurologist. Well, good for you. I can be your case study. India 994. Oh, wait, I lost someone here. Santos. Hello, Santos. Okay, there we go. Homelander, I will pray for your health. My health is fine. Seriously, thank you so much, Homelander. My health is great. The neurological condition is just something that I've had to live with. For 41 years, I've dealt with it. I take medication for it. It's a nuisance. It is what it is. I just live with it. It's not the end of the world. It's not going to kill me. It's not like Parkinson's where I might not live from it. This will not end me. This is just an annoyance. And I tremor, And it was actually harder when I was a younger person because people thought that my tremor was because I was doing drugs or other things. And I wasn't. I just couldn't control it. Now that I'm older, people just think, she's an old person. She just shakes because she's old. So now it's like people don't even bother with it too much. It's not going to hurt me though. And it's not going to hurt you. You're not going to catch it. Santo, how are you? I'm very good. Thank you. Polaris, good evening. Hey, good evening there, Polaris. Santo, you're so beautiful. Oh, thank you. That's very sweet of you. I appreciate that. Colin, may I see your records? Oh, right. Okay. Madam, I supported you a month ago, but you did not support my channel. Well, I don't do the tit for tat thing. I mean, I don't think that's right. I, I appreciate that though. You need to make your own choices on that. If you had one message for the world, what would it be? My message is I'm going to go grab a couple records to show Colin. Let's see, where are we going to grab some? Okay, hold on. I'm just going to grab a handful and we'll see what we get. Okay, so I'm grabbing a handful. Okay, so I've got, you might know some of these. They are in no particular order. And right on, that's right. And hold of your family these days, ma'am. Well, Santo, my family are all different ages. My mother is in her 90s. I have uncles and aunts that are in their 80s. I have cousins and siblings that are in their 60s and 50s. And yep. And then I have nieces and nephews that are in their 20s and I don't know, maybe 30s. Okay, so I'm going to go back to Colin here because he was asking about these. And how are my family? My family are fine, thank you. I'm not going to get into the health of my family at this moment. We're going to talk about albums because I love them, right? I started collecting albums. This was I actually have this on top because somebody this morning was asking, or they made a comment on one of my shorts, and they mentioned, because I had used, I put up a short, and I had used music from Boston. I can't remember even what song it was. This was a couple days ago. And this person is a regular follower, and they said, oh my gosh, I remember when Boston and Peter Frampton came out with Frampton Comes Alive in 1976. And I said, oh, hot dog. That was the first album I gotta cover that up, I ever got was this one. And it was that, and it's a double album, which means it opens up and there's a record on both sides. There's a record here, and then there's a record on this side, which back in those days was like you're getting twice the amount of music. And we would sit on the bedroom floor and just read every little detail that was in there and stare at these pictures and listen to the albums over and over and over again. Okay, well, this is going down a totally different path, but is that, oh no, it's backwards. It's backwards, I'm sorry, it is, but if you know, you know, right? Rocky Horror Picture Show, what the heck? If you ever visit India, you're welcome in my home, and on behalf of the whole of India, thank you very much. Colin, let's see him. Okay, we're going. Rocky Horror Picture Show, yes, sir. You got it. I appreciate you sharing. Okay, so this is only a handful. I've got like several boxes that maybe in another live, I'll start digging through them. This isn't all I had, but this is what's left of what I collected and what is left over. Fleetwood Mac, Rumors, the classic. I don't know why. I actually have two of these. because a bunch of my records were stored at a friend's house for a number of years. And I wound up uh, inheriting some of that person's records and their mother's records, which is interesting because there's like Helen Reddy in there, which is hilarious. Was there any pot involved? Oh, I'm sure. Well, you mean the Mary Jane? Many, many years of it, yes. Yes, I grew up in the 70s, and actually, I was born in the 60s. I grew up in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. Yeah, before it was legal. It's legal now in California. The Mary Jane, the green, the weed, the doobies, the joint. It's all legal now. Oh, here we go. If you know, you know, right? Rolling Stones, Tattoo You. That's an old one. This is from the 80s. B-52s, right? Remember them? Oh my gosh, it's so crazy. Great record collection. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, isn't it? I did too. Mary Jane was always part of my, it was part of my youth, for sure. Oh, David Bowie. So it's a very eclectic, big mix. Oh, one of my favorites, one of my all-time favorites, and I use Leonard Skinner on many of my shorts because I'm a huge Leonard Skinner fan. This was also a double album where it opens up, and that's the back side of it. But we would sit for hours and listen to these and read all the deep. That's how we learned about our bands back in the day. That's how we learned about them. But this is Leonard Skinner. You have a beautiful collection of albums. Thank you, Santa's great Bowie record. Yes, sir. All these Parkinson's. No, I have essential tremor and cervical dystonia. You're a beautiful lady, and your heart is also very beautiful. You're very kind, is also very lovely. You're very welcome to India. Thank you. I appreciate that. I got an unbelievable record collection. You do not lose it or give it away. It's amazing. Well, I also got a little AC/DC, baby. Right? It's such a mixture. It's such a mixture. And this was just one little handful because Colin was asking. And so I just walked over to the closest shelf and just grabbed like a wad of them. They're not in any order. They're not like organized by genre or year or alphabetical or anything. They're just, that's Tom Petty. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, right? How fun is that? Oh, okay. Now the front of this, who can name the band? Because it doesn't say it on the front. Does that look familiar to anyone? There's the back side. I don't know if you can see it. And I know it's backwards, but it doesn't. I want to be a great service to you in your old age. Well, damn, okay. Are you celibate? No. Unbelievable. Give it away. Roxy. Nope. You mean this one? No, this is not Roxy. And actually, my brother wrote his name on the back of it. So this one was technically my brother's first. Somehow I inherited it. But this was the Cars. You see what she's laying on. She's laying on a car. That was a band called the Cars. Oh, Roxy Music. Did the Cars do Roxy Music? No, that album was the Cars. Yeah. Oh, okay. Here's a classic. And I know it's backwards. Sorry. Ted Nugent, Weekend Warrior. That was like his biggest. And that was what he looked like back in the day. How about that? He was a hottie, man. That was back in the, the 70s. Where's the date on it? 1978. See, this is what we used to have to do to look up. It says 1978. Created by CBS, Epic Records in New York. Okay, here's another one that doesn't have the band name on the front of it, but if you're old enough to remember, you'll recognize it, right? This was, is there a date? I don't remember the date on this one. This was a big fold-out one, right? I saw these guys in concert. Nugent, that's right, Greg. That's right, baby. Saw Nugent open for Rush. Oh, no way. So lucky you. So lucky you. Yes, Greg, Styx, correct, correct. Ding, 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 ding. For Greg. He knows this was Styx. One of their biggest songs, right? Come sail away. Come sail away. Remember that? Do you remember that? Yeah, Colin got it too. You saw him 5 times, Greg? Holy moly, lucky you, right? Lucky you. Oh, and again, the last one in my lap. I can grab another handful. But the last one in my lap right now. Oh, you might know from the back. If you recognize it from the back side, you get extra points. That's the back side of the album. I mentioned earlier that this is one of my all-time greatest rock and roll favorites. All right, are you ready? Who? Leonard Skinner. Oh, and I know you have to look at it backwards, so you're not really getting it. Leonard Skinner. So, yeah, and that was another fold-out classic with all the details here, right? Great. That's all I grabbed. That was my first handful that I just grabbed off the shelf. And I don't know what else is in there. I could grab some from my box over here if you guys still want to look at more. I don't know if that's getting boring. But I mean, it's fun for us oldies to look at that stuff. Saw them about 5 times, at least 5 times. That's Leonard, correct? It's Lynyrd Skynyrd, one of my favorites. Not their best LP. No, I think their best was this one, in my opinion. But that's based on 8th grade me. I do have a record player, but I can't play it on YouTube because that's like a copyright thing. But I could show you the albums. I love it. No, yeah, the other one, One More for the Road, was not their best, but it was very good. You remind me of my mom. Well, I'm a mom. I am a mom. So I hope you like your mom. I don't know. Just a dud. Holy F, you are beautiful. Oh, that's very nice. Thank you. Thank you. I've got a bulletin board saturated with ticket stubs. Oh, I wish I had saved, and I know that at my parents' house back in the 80s and the 70s, I had a drawer where I put all my ticket stubs for concerts because I lived in LA. So we had all kinds of concerts. Oh, first concert. What's the first concert you've been to? I'll tell you the first concert I went to. And I think I was like 11 years old. And it was at the Los Angeles Forum. I might have been 12. And the name of the band started with a Q. And it was... Does anyone know that one? We will rock. We will rock you. We will. I went with Robin, wait, $5 to $6 max, exactly. I actually, to the Queen concert, I went with a 2 doors down neighbor who her brother was a few years old. Like our brothers were a few years older, and he got tickets. He, I think, got like 4 tickets, and so he wanted to take a buddy, and then um, bring his younger sister, who was my friend. We're about the same age, and then she invited me. So I think there were 4 of us, and it was at the LA Forum. I don't know what it's called now, and they were folding chairs. And I remember standing on the folding chair like the whole concert because we were floor seats and somewhat center. And I think we were under 20 rows in. We were like 15 to 20 rows from the stage. And I remember people holding up lighters and looking around the whole place. It was crazy. Freddie Mercury, unbelievable first concert. Oh, you saw Queen 3 or 4 times. I only saw them once. You are very lucky. Your first concert, Brian, was Heart. That's cool. I wonder if I have a Heart album. I don't know if I have a Heart album, but that's a cool first concert. Was that 80s? That must have been in the 80s, right? Heart was in the 80s. Saw our Speedwagon at a high school dance in Omaha when I was 13. That was your first like live band or live concert? That's so fun. That's cool. Because REO Speedwagon, they went through so many morphs of people, the 7 people or something that were in their band that people would leave, and people would fill their spot, and people would leave, and people. So like REO Speedwagon kept playing into like the 2000s, but it was a totally different group of people. It was basically a cover band at that point. But what a cool band. Oh, actual Epstein, thoughts of BB Netanyahu. I don't know what that is about. Greg, first concert of a band that made it. Yes, okay, straight up. That makes sense, right? Living Our Adventures, good to see you. I gotta tap out. See you later. Bye, Living Our Adventures. Thank you for coming in. It was really nice to have you hang out. And have a good night and a good weekend. Colin, I'm 25. I used to smoke and listen to records with my grandparents when they were flower children. There weren't flower children 25 years ago because flower children were like in the 60s and the 70s, and 25 years ago was like 2001. I know that because I have kids that old. But they were flower children. Oh, when they were young, yeah, they probably were flower children. I'm sorry, I misread that. Brian, I was 16, a Heart concert on a Quaalude, right? Couldn't stand up, just saw butts the whole concert. Oh my gosh, I had some weird concert experiences just like that too. Oh yeah, I made some bad choices back in the day and like missed concerts completely because I was out of it. So I get that. I gotcha. 6, hello. Greg, I've seen hundreds, if not thousands of bands. Oh my gosh, I'm to live bands nowadays. Wow, that's impressive. I, that's really impressive. I haven't been to see that many. I was more into it when I was younger. I still love the music and I listen to the music, whether it be like listening to the old vinyl here or listening to stuff on the phone, like Spotify or Pandora or something like that. Colin, they used to be, right? They used to be flower children. I misread that. You're right. You're right. So that makes sense. If you're 25, your grandparents, let's see, my kids are in their mid 20s and I'm 60, and well, they only have a couple of grandparents left. I think that my kids' grandparents weren't flower children. They were like silent generation. So kind of by the time the flower generation came, which was the 60s and the early 70s, my parents were in their 30s, I guess, something like that. Saw Muddy Waters, they used to be. Saw Muddy Waters open for Eric Clapton back in the 70s. Oh, lucky you, Greg. Oh my gosh. Oh, yeah, I mean, totally. I don't have any of their music here. Check out John Primer. Okay, I will have to check into that. Where am I from? I live in California, in the United States. Craig, one of my first 10 concerts for like $6 was, oh, ZZ Top, Aerosmith, and Beach. Oh my gosh. Who was the headliner? Who was the headliner for who? Oh, for who? Who was the headliner for who? I never saw the, oh wait, did I see the Who? No, I never saw the Who. I did not. I would have loved to see the Who, but I did not. Fayez, what's the weather there? Well, it's nighttime right now, but it's probably about 62 degrees Fahrenheit. It was a beautiful sunny bluebird day with sunshine and blue skies, and it was probably around 65 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit today. It is beautiful. And it's almost, tomorrow's the last day of February. Can you believe that? Sunday is March 1st. Crazy. For that concert, BYO, Bring Your Own. BTO. By the way, I'm from India. Hello, Fayez. Well, hello to India. Good morning. I think it's still morning in India, right? Somebody was just in here a little while ago who said they were from India, and it was like 9:30 or 10 o'clock in the morning in India. It's nighttime here in the west coast of the United States. Irish Shrazi, hi my love. Well, love ya. Okay. Yes, you're right. It's morning. Yes, 10 o'clock. I kind of thought that. John Primer played with Muddy Waters and Magic Slim. He's a friend, and his phone number is in my contacts. Got to know him over 50 years of seeing him live. Wow. That's so cool. You have connections. You know, if you've got someone cool in your contacts, it's like, you just hold on to that number and just be like, yeah, I got it. But you can't have it. That's right. Good for you. It's cool, and I hope that he's still a cool person. Colin, I didn't get the chance to see all of my favorites live. They had stopped playing before I was born. True, yeah. See, I did get the chance to see Kansas. Oh, you saw Kansas. Very cool. I know I have a Kansas album a few years ago, but a lot of these bands, they put up a great show. Yeah, right. Primer's so nice, and an elder statesman of the blues. Yeah, that's the thing is that when we were able to go and see these bands in like the 70s and the 80s, they were still, you know, young and still in their prime and still writing music. And they weren't just playing shows because they had to make a living. It was they were playing shows because that was their life, that was their passion. And it was pretty exciting to go to concerts back then and go to a concert for, you know, $15, a big stadium concert. We did do, I grew up in Los Angeles, and there were a couple of times when I went to the Rose Bowl in Pasadena and saw, I think it was called Day on the Green. And it's very common now to see like 5 or 6 bands in a day, or like big concerts like Coachella or something like that. But back then, that was not typical. You would go see a concert and there would be a warm-up band and then your band. Usually, that was about it. But Down the Green was a huge thing in like the late 70s or early 80s. I think we went to it. I remember seeing Loverboy. That was a good one. Um, and I saw Toto, and I saw Survivor at one of the, because I think I went to two of the Down the Greens, because they would have 5 bands, and you'd go in at like noon, and you'd watch one band after another, and it would end at like 10 o'clock at night or whatever, midnight, something like that. It was like 10 or 12 hour show. But that was a big deal back then because that wasn't something that was really typical. So I did do that a couple of times, and it was really fun. Super fun. Super, super fun. Loved it. Check out John Namath. Okay, I will do that. Do you like soul music? Yeah, I like all kinds of music. For sure, I love soul music. Any concerts you chose not to go but regret now? No. I don't think I ever chose not to go to, especially of like a big concert. No. No. And when I was in high school, there was a guy that I was dating. He was very into concerts, and he bought all kinds of tickets. He took me to all kinds of things. The only thing I regret it was once, and it was when we went to go see the Go-Go's. Do you remember the Go-Go's? And I a little bit, and I a little bit, and I wound up missing the whole concert because I was out of it, too out of it. So, lesson learned. So I missed. We'll say I missed the concert. I was there, but I missed it. You know. Some bands are just made to be seen live. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Hi, Bear. How you doing? Absolutely, some bands. I mean, Freddie Mercury, that he was a performer, right? Some bands were kind of boring to see. I saw Janet Jackson, and I wasn't even a big fan, but she put on a heck of a show. She was a showman, and that was cool. And I wasn't even a huge fan of her music. That was back, that had to have been like in the 80s when Janet Jackson was doing concerts. You know, I don't even, I don't, I don't know when she's done a concert since then. Really, she's kind of off the grid. Yeah, absolutely. Could you pull out some more records? You want me to see? Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna do a quick grab and see what I get. Oh, oops. Hold on. I grabbed too many. Okay, here we go. Oh, I grabbed like a bigger stack this time. They're a little dusty. Okay, so I don't, the first batch came from a shelf. This batch came out of a box that's a little bit dusty. I need to get organized, right? Hold on, let me move these down. Okay. Here we go. You guys want to do this again? Colin wants to do it again. And I'm game. It's Friday night. Let's just have some fun. Okay. What do we got? Sorry, that I had to kind of crawl under a desk to get into the box. A little bit messy. I was hitchhiking through San Francisco to LA when I was 17, heard an ad for Led Zeppelin. Oh, no. And Ronnie Montrose in Oakland we almost changed our plans, but did not. High regrets. Oh. Yep, Greg, you've already got my first one here, right? Top of the, and this is a fold out also, which is like really fun. if you aren't familiar with Chicago, they were very popular back in the day. They had a lot of brass, a lot of horns and stuff. So that's a this was a good album. Played it a lot. I know that. Okay. This was not their best album, but I still love it. Queen, not their best. What year was this? This was 1980. Another one bites the dust. Crazy Little Thing Called Love. Yeah, there's some good ones on there. That's that one. Okay. Oh, okay. We're going into a different genre, but this was definitely my generation of music. And when it was hot, it was hot. Cheap Trick. And I know a lot of people have never even heard of the band Cheap Trick, but they had some very catchy stuff. That's the front, and it opens. There's that, right? How cool is that? And then the back of it, I don't know. Oh, upside down, sorry. This is when, I guess, bands were starting to become, like, rock and roll was starting to merge with, like, alternative, like, into the 80s, right? They were getting more, oh, this was hugely popular. Well, you can see it from the back. That's the front. It's a single, one record in there. Double Vision, one of their all-time greatest, most popular ones. Chicago rocked. Yes, Colin, I appreciate you sharing your records with us. Absolutely, I've got plenty. Greg was not a big Queen fan until later. Okay, Total Noodle Taxi Guitar. Don't know what that means. Greg, great album. Yes, this one, absolutely, 100%. Oh! If you even see the cover of this, if you don't know what it is, then you did not live. Right? It gives the name of the album, and the album cover is iconic. So tell me who it is. Classic. Iconic. That's the inside. That's the Hotel California. Hotel Cali, that's right. Oh, Cheap Trick had a taxi guitar. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Very cute. Well, thank you, Christopher. Steven, Chicago. No, this was the Eagles. Hotel California. You've probably heard the song. And this is the very iconic album of that one. Ooh, and this one is kind of like, if you were in the 80s, then this went hand in hand for me. Bad Company was, I want to say like in 8th grade, maybe 7th grade, so this had to have been 70s. Oh, 1974. I was way off with the date. Bad Company. And with Bad Company, I sort of connect Blue Oyster Cult, if you remember Blue Oyster Cult. That's the inside of it for Bad Company. These guys totally rocked it. 1974, I did not know that Bad Company was that early to the game, because they rocked it. Maybe that's why they didn't get real big, because they were too early to the game. Oh, here's another Cheap Trick album, and this was more popular than the other one. at Budokan. This was a live album. And that's the inside. It's pretty cool. We used to sit around and just stare at these albums, and it was so much fun. That's the backside. Cheap Trick was a lot of fun. If you lived through that era, their music was a lot of fun. The Reaper, yep, you got it. Hello from Texas. Hi, James. How are ya? Let's see. Godzilla. Oh, yes, go Godzilla. I've missed a few comments. I'm sorry, people. Do you know about the 70 Bad Girl? Joel, I don't know I know what that is. Right, look amazing at my age. Yeah, baby. I hope we all look amazing at our age. If you're not bad company, you're not a good pump. You're not a good person. Steven, I was born in 75. Well, you're just a little puppy then, aren't you? I was born in 1965, so I am 10 years older than you. So that makes you 50 years old. But welcome here, because we are just having fun looking at old records and talking about old music. And because that's what a lot of my channel, I put old music on. Like, I take these really pretty nature scenes and then I put rock and roll on them. It's kind of my fun thing. But this is this. I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. Good. I'm glad to hear that, James. How am I? I'm doing pretty well, thank you. I'm glad it's Friday. Trying to decide whether I should go visit my uncle this weekend. But anyways, that's a whole nother thing. Greg, 59 is for me, right? Right. You know, getting older is pretty cool. Colin, 2000, baby. Yeah, you were born in 2000, weren't you? Yeah, because I have a son that was born in 2001, and he's turning 25 this year, in a few months. So I knew when you said you were 25 that you were born around that same time. That's a good year to be born. James, I was born in 1960. Yeah, right on, baby. Join the club. Come on in. Total Noodle, 53. Oh, right on. You are definitely in the club. I'm old, 1965. I was 1965, so don't call me old. I'm just what I am. Old and falling apart. What? No falling apart. Okay, this was, nobody will know this. This was just something I had. It's Tijuana Brass. So nobody's going to know what that is. Oh, okay, here's a good one. I know it's backwards for you, but Talking Heads, right? If you remember Talking Heads, totally diverse music portfolio that I have, by the way. I got a little bit of everything. Okay, and this is, I don't even have the outer jacket, but you might be able to read. This is really old. This is the Monkees. I'm looking for a year. Hold on. And it says side 1, side 2. I'm not seeing a year. I'm not seeing a year. I'm not seeing a year. But when were the Monkees? The Monkees were the 60s or the early 70s? I'm not even sure. Who did the song Born in the 50s? Police might have been. I have a Police album here somewhere. I don't know where it is. I love Talking Heads, really. Colin, do you really get that into, oh, wait, here's another good one. And what year is this? See, these don't even have the years on them. Oh, wait, this says, no, that's not the year. No, well, I don't know if you can see who the name of the band is. It's the Beach Boys. So in this little jacket, which is completely falling apart, I have the Monkees and I have the Beach Boys, which are both, which I should not have rubbing up against each other because they will get scratched, but I don't have the outer jackets apparently. So we've got more of the Monkees and we've got the Beach Boys. Surfing USA, of course, classic Beach Boys. Gotta have a little Beach Boys in your mix if you're gonna have an eclectic collection of records. Baddies, not baddies. Wait, what happened? Remember the Monkeys cartoon show or the Battles cartoon show ended? Yeah, I remember the Monkeys show. It was so goofy. It was totally, totally goofy. Wait, have I lost some things? I have liked and subscribed. Thank you, Steve Urkel. Wait, that was from a TV show. Or is that your name? Oh, the Beatles. Whoopsie. Uh, the Beatles. I don't know if I have the Beatles in this pile. I just grabbed I grabbed a random pile. And they're not in any order. I don't keep them organized. I never have, unfortunately. So, you're just getting what you're getting, because I'm not that organized. Battles, not baddies. Roberto said hi. Colin, I love the Beach Boys. Yes, the Beach Boys I remember listening to them and the Monkees when I was really young, like under 10, probably. I was listening to the Beach Boys and all of that. R.I.P. Brian Wilson, correct? Yep. I'm not old, I'm a classic. Correct, me too. Hey, with the Monkees, yes. People say we monkey around. We're too busy singing to put anybody down, right? We're not allowed to watch the Beatles cartoon show. Oh, you weren't allowed to watch it? Really? Did your parents like prohibit that? That's so funny. That's so funny. I remember the things my mother tried to like, you can't watch this. It's like naughty or it's dirty or you can't, it's not appropriate. Oh yeah, we always found what? Charlie Manson hung out with the Beach Boys. No, really? Really? Charles Manson, the serial guy who's in prison, hung out with the Beach Boys. Apparently, he was very charismatic. He was very charming. So I could see him charming people. He convinced people to do what he convinced people to do. So apparently, he's very charming. But I didn't know he hung out with the Beach Boys. I'm sure they did not know what he was up to. So, James, I am not married. Greg, yeah, really, James. Yes, he did. Oh, Charles Manson? Yeah, he did very bad things. He was close friends with Dennis Wilson. Really? Is that true? I have never heard that. That's crazy. If that's true, that makes read Helter Skelter. You know what? Helter Skelter, when I was, I think 16 or 17, I was up in the mountains and I was at a friend's house and we had done a lot of that and we'd done a little of this. And my friends had gone to sleep and I was in the living room on the couch and I was like buzzy, 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 happy, happy, happy. And I looked around and there was this book on the shelf. And like I said, I was 16 or 17, pulled it down, just opened it up, started reading. The book was Helter Skelter. And I read some crazy, crazy stuff. I never went back because then I, of course, got paranoid and freaked out and had a horrible night because it was a freaky, freaky book. I have never read the whole book, so that's why maybe I don't know the deets about knowing Dennis Wilson and the Beach Boys. But yeah, no, I don't like horror books, really. They scare me. And I get too real with things. Dennis Wilson helped produce Charles Manson's album. Charles Manson had an album. say, what? I didn't know that. No, they can't. No, come on now. You're playing with me now. Ever heard of the Wrecking Crew? Yeah, I've heard of the Wrecking Crew. That's so weird. Okay, wait, we're gonna go back. Oh, here's something that is not rock and roll. I think this must have been one of my, I never bought this. I think one of my friends, I told you that my records got stored at a friend's house. And then at some point, I needed to reclaim them. And I wound up with a lot of my friend's records and his mother's records. So this one, Kenny Loggins, uh, I have never listened to it. And as much as he was very popular in the day, I wasn't a huge fan. I respect him, but I'm not like a huge fan. So, how many albums do you have? James, gosh, not a whole lot, but I don't know if I had to count them, maybe around 100, maybe a little more than 100. Over the years, I've moved many times and I've lost things and I've stored stuff at people's houses and, it's just, I wish I knew. James, Footloose. I remember Footloose. That was great. Kevin Bacon, Baby, 7 Degrees. Everyone is separated by 7 degrees. The Kevin Bacon thing, right? You have over 200. Wow. That's a really great collection. Wrecking Crew recorded the Beach Boys studio last and hits of the studio as well as other bands. Glenn Campbell. He was great. He was awesome. Hi, Connor. Hi, how you doing? Join in. We're talking about records, old people stuff. Stuff from like the 70s and the 80s. I sold over 3,000 on my last about 5 years ago. Regret that. Well, it happens. It's like I lost a bunch over the years and I don't even know where. It's because there were times when I just didn't have space for them, so I'd leave them at people's whatever, and I wound up inheriting other people's records that I'm like, I don't even know what this is. I'm never going to listen to it. And I don't listen to, I have a record player, but I only sometimes, it's a lot harder, we get lazy nowadays because we've got Spotify or we've got Pandora or we've got whatever, we've got YouTube, and it's easy and you can get lazy. But I do, oh wait, look, that's what you were saying. This is Glenn Campbell. Did you see the album that was next? Or what the heck? Some I've never played. I bought 2 because I like them a lot. I never knew I would wear them out, right? I like your show, very nostalgic. Well, it's just apparently what came up. I started the evening talking about Friends. And then I think it was Colin, because I had mentioned I've got these old records. And he said, show us some. And I was like, all right. And I just, some nostalgia. It is. I can't guarantee that I can always be nostalgic. But there's the old Glenn Campbell. Did you say that because you saw this album was next? Because you just mentioned Greg. You just mentioned Glenn Campbell. But then you were talking about Wrecking Crew. Was that because you saw this? Or because this was, again, not something I bought. This was something apparently that I inherited from someone else. All right. Who is it? Yes. More. You didn't see it? You didn't see it? Well, isn't that crazy that was Glenn Campbell was the next one in my pile? That's kind of crazy. And it's not my album. It just is in, oh man, this one's way too good. I can't show you guys that one. The next one is way too good. Okay, so there's the Sticks. This was, what year? A&M Records, 1977. Right? Oh, Tommy Tommy Shaw. Okay, so we had John Panozzo, drums, percussion. Tommy Shaw was acoustic, electric, and other guitars and vocals. Dennis Young, keyboards. James Young, ooh, wonder if they were related. Guitars and vocals. Chuck Panozzo, okay, those two must have been brothers also. So there were a couple of brothers. There were two sets of brothers, I think, in this band. Interesting. I never knew that about Styx. I did love Styx those back in the days. There's that one. Okay, now I put this down because the next one is, this was like a teen heartbeat, if you could make a guess. He, I believe, is no longer alive, and a girl teen heartthrob from the 70s. He was David Cassidy's brother, and he had one huge hit album, which I have here. Did you watch The Partridge Family? Well, anyways, this was David Cassidy. David Cassidy was on The Partridge Family. But, right, Greg, you're right. You're right. Okay, so do you remember who? And when you see it, you're going to go, oh, I remember. Do you remember Sean Cassidy? He was on the cover of Tiger Beat, and all the girls had crushes on him. And he sang a song called "Da Do Run Run." Da do run, 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 da do run, run. Look at how young he looks. He looks like a baby. He must have been like 14 or 15 years old. Yeah, oh my God. Let me see if I can find the year on this. It doesn't have a year. What am I missing? I don't see a year. Oh wait, what is this? Warner Brothers. Oh wait. 1977. Warner Brother Records. That's like out of the dark corner of everything. Okay, so now I think we're getting back to, this is more, the next one is sort of alternative music, I think from like the 80s. Let me see if I can find a date. 1986. OMD, Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark. They never got huge, but if you knew them, you knew them, and it was enjoyable. But it wasn't huge. Oh, here's another one that was like a one-off. They had one hit record, basically one hit song, and never heard of them again. Never heard from them. They were gone. Adios after that. Tell me if you remember this one. Remember that? Get the Knack. Do you remember the name of the song? That was the hit song. Do you have any albums of Bread? I might. I would have to dig through stuff. I haven't looked through it in a while. I don't know what I have left. I never got into collecting records. I have a few of my granddad's after he passed. Many college CDs. I have a little over 800. Wow. Sounds like my son. My son is very into collecting the old music. My friend's younger brother is basically a celebrity, and he had a boxing match with Danny Bonaducci. That's so funny. Really, last I heard of Danny Bonaducci, he was doing like a radio show in like Arizona or some obscure place. But he was still, trying to milk his name and that. So for those of you who don't know who Danny Bonaducci, he was the little red-headed brother on The Partridge Family, which you probably, if you don't know who Danny Bonaducci is, you don't know what The Partridge Family is. It was a TV show from like the 60s or the early 70s. I know. Some of the album covers from the 60s and the early 70s are worth a lot of money, possibly. Mine are not in very good condition. I know that if I were to take my entire collection of records to a record store, they would give me like nothing because they've been stored poorly and they're just not in good condition. They want pristine condition, like still with the cellophane. And a lot of mine, like they're worn out like that. See the wear? That's wear and tear. And a lot of them show the big record, because they've been in a box or whatever for so long. There's the Knack. Why do I have a second album from the Knack? I didn't buy this one, and I don't know why it's here. It must have been one of the weird ones that my Sharona, Greg, you are correct. Ding, 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 ding. You win. My Sharona. Don't cheat, don't cheat, don't cheat, don't cheat, don't cheat. My Sharona. Yep, you're correct. It's right there. Right? My Sharona. You're right. That was their they were a one-hit wonder. And this says the Knack on it. But I don't think I think this was something I must have inherited. And this never went anywhere. I can guarantee you that. I never heard of them again after my Sharona. That was their big hit. Okay, now we're going to step into a completely different genre, but the same era. What year is this? Al Stewart. A lot more mellow. Where do we got? What year? I'm looking. Oh, 1978. Al Stewart. Does anyone remember Al Stewart? He was more mellow. He wasn't like the rock and roll that I was usually listening to. I still liked it though. Apparently I bought it. Probably at a mall, at the Warehouse record store, because that's where I bought most of my albums. You had to go to a record store that sold vinyl. They also sold, and I have them here too, the little 45s, the singles. You could buy a single. Like if your favorite song is on this and you can't afford the $12 to buy the whole album, you could buy a single, and they were these tiny records called 45s. And I have a stack of those, that's a hilarious. I will do that another time because I've already been on here for a long time. But I will do my 45s if I can. They should be in one of these boxes, and my 45s would be hilarious. I have Disco Duck on 45, if you remember Disco Duck. And I have disco music, for the most part, on Stephen, way before your time. Yes, You're the Cat. Yeah. What is it on this one? It's not on this one. But yes, Al Stewart was You're the Cat. How about the Carpenters? Oh, do I have the Carpenters? I might have. I remained my Bologna. You renamed it. I treated my lips like gold. Can't believe I sold them all. Oh, I know. Your LP's like gold. I have a vision tape of it. Oh, that's cool. That's cool that you kept like a video of it, of your things. My son's very into old music, and I have over the years taken a few of my best albums and like you can buy a record, like vinyl frames, and I've framed them and given them to him because he won't play the vinyl, but he can hang it on his wall, and he loves the old stuff. I give him like my best the Who album, and I love the Carpenters. Do I have the Carpenters? I'm gonna have to look through the boxes. That's the thing, is I can't do it all tonight because these boxes have been sitting there for years, and You know, they're dusty and they're old, and um, it would take hours and hours to go through all of them. But I will go through them, and I'll do another live, and we'll do more of my regular LPs, and we'll do the 45s. And I don't know, this isn't a show about nostalgia. I don't. It's funny that we got sidetracked onto this today because this is not really what I usually do, but I am having fun. It is a lot of fun. Big ups, Dio. I love the Carpenters. Hello, LSD Pop Up. Bring it. Steve Millage. Yep, you named it. Yep, you got it. And you're looking at these upside down on my lap backwards. That's very good. Oh, you had the 8-track. Yes, my first stereo at home had an 8-track player. Jay Giles Band. Yep, first album you ever purchased. My first was Frampton Comes Alive. Probably sitting on a gold mine. Somebody is. I'm not. Karen Carpenter was my first crush. Really? You know, she died in like 1983 from a heart attack because she had, well, that's dark. I'm not going to go down that path. She died a long time ago. The album been in her lap is the Book of Dreams. I know. This is the last one I've got on my lap, though. So I would have to go back and like make another grab, and you guys are gonna like put those in your will. You think? Don't let anyone take them from you. No, you can't have it. You cannot have my records. I'm a millennial. I was listening to that very album today. This one, if you were listening to it on like Spotify or Pandora or something like that, you probably had a much better listen. Like if I were to put this album, as you can see the round. This is what I'm talking about. My albums being old. The record is in there, and they get worn that's where the record is inside there. So if I were to put this on, let me see if I can see the year. If I were to put it on, it would have that crackly, scratchy sound. Okay, 1977. Yep, that's when I bought it. That's when I bought it. And I've had it all this time. And it's amazing, I still have the outer jacket. And then it comes, so we would take them out, and then they've got, here we would get all the lyrics, right, of the songs. And then on this side, it would tell who the artists were. And that's that. Yeah, it's kind of crazy that I still have all those. So that is 2 piles of my albums tonight that we went through. That's crazy. Didn't even mean to do that. It's from, this one is 1974. This one, it's the one, that's the one with Fly Like an Eagle. Threshold. No, it's not. This has Jet Airliner on it, but this is the list, and it does not have Fly Like an Eagle on it. But you were probably listening to a different one today. 60 albums. Did we look at 60 albums? What do you mean 60 albums, Stephen? I've been digging on Rod Stewart lately. Oh, right on. I haven't listened to Rod Stewart in a long time. I'm not sure if I have any Rod Stewart. But then there's a box and a half and another half a pile over there that I haven't looked through in ages. I don't know what's in there. I don't remember what's in there. When I see them, I go, oh, that's right, I remember that. But I can't tell you off the top of my head. Like if I have Rod Stewart, it's possible. I wasn't a huge fan growing up. A lot of respect, absolutely, for him. But I I don't know whether I would have bought Rod Stewart. It might have been one of my inherited collections too, you know, because I've got miscellaneous stuff that um, I got from. Should I grab another short stack? Do you guys want to see another short stack? No such thing as mint, correct? Yeah, like none of mine are mint. Like nothing. Everything's been opened and you know, played over and over and over and over, because that's all we had back then. You know, that and the AM FM radio, the little portable radios, you know, that was it. Mint equals perfect, unwrapped, correct. Yes, I don't have anything that's mint. Fly Like an Eagle is on the Fly Like an Eagle album. It's the name of the album as well. Okay. I'm I didn't have it in this stack or anything that I've gone through tonight. I don't know if I have it. Never liked Rod Stewart much back in the day, but now I'm loving him. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan back in the day either. He was just kind of out of my wheelhouse. But also, you know, a band like U2, I wasn't a big fan of U2, and I have gained a much greater appreciation for them. So, you know, I mean, taste changed, taste broadened, taste everything. Greg, Maggie May. Oh, but that was a classic, wasn't it? You gotta love that one. Remember the Chest 8-track record player? Yes, yes, I do. Yes, I do. My first stereo was, it had a record player, and then it had an 8-track player. We didn't have cassettes yet, so no. And then it had a radio. You had AM or FM and an 8-track player, and then on the top there was a record player. The biggest, most important part was the record player. 8-track tapes were kind of new back then. They were they were new, they were modern. So like we were like, why are you listening to something on a tape? You have to go from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. Remember there were 4 buttons on the 8-track player? Yeah. Gasoline Alley was a piece of furniture. I think I remember seeing those. I did not have that. I've been jamming to some Queen tonight. Oh, my absolute favorite band. That was the first band I ever saw in concert. And We Will Rock You was the first live I ever saw. Queen, Freddie Mercury, all those guys, Brian May. I mean, the fact that they went out and kept touring like 10 years ago with Adam Lambert and did that, I thought that was pretty darn cool. I mean, I never went and saw them with Adam Lambert, but I thought it was cool that they kept going. It was an awesome band. The Sham. I'm jealous of what? The records or the music or the bands or the fact that I went to see Queen. I was like 11 years old. I think I was 12 years old. Take that back, because I think the concert was in 1977. If you look up when, and I looked it up at some point, when did Queen play the LA Forum, the We Will Rock You concert? I think it's like 77, something like that. But that was my first concert. Yasin, good evening, beautiful. How was your day? My day was just fine, thank you. We're having fun talking about old records and old music. Ever see or get into Head East? No, I'm not familiar with that at all, Greg. I've never heard of it. The Sham, I was born in 1983, but my first concert was the Beach Boys. Really? So they were doing like a comeback tour. We were talking about the Beach Boys earlier. I have Beach Boys here. Here we go. There we go. That was one that we were talking about earlier. I don't have the cover for it, but it was Surfing USA. So we were going through old albums. Um, Jesus Loves Me. Well, I hope somebody does. That's good news. Greg, never been any reason. I'm not familiar. I am not familiar. I had to get a drink of water. Getting a little parched here. So should I grab like 5 more? Or are we gonna call it? It's been a long time. We've been doing this for a while. That was a Heady song. I don't remember a band called Head East. Um, yeah. If I heard the song, I might remember the song, but I don't remember that name of a band. So I'm gonna have to look that one up because I'm curious now. Was it popular like the 70s or 80s, or was it our generation? I mean, I don't know what to say about that. Am I gonna go see the Elvis movie? I don't know what movie that is. Never been any reason for you to think about me. Stephen, I was never a fan of Elvis. Well, Elvis was fine. I think Elvis died when I was like 11 or 12. And I remember that because I remember my aunt crying. We lived next door at the time to my aunt and uncle and my 2 cousins who were girls. And they were like sisters to me. And I remember my auntie being very, very sad when Elvis died. Yeah. Never a fan of Elvis. If you would like to grab some more records, that'd be fun. Colin wants to keep going. The Shum. It's in theaters now. Unseen concert footage, basically. Oh, okay. Interesting. I'll wait till it comes to streaming. I'm a little lazy. I don't want to pay $30 to see old Elvis stuff. My generation is 90s. I was 14 in 1990. Okay, so you were born in 76? I don't know. Best live singer I've heard in concert was actually Leanne Rimes. Yeah, there's a lot of really good country singers out there. I'm gonna grab a couple records. 1 second. Let's see what else we got. I don't know what else is good here. I do not know. Oh, well, I'm gonna grab this one because I don't know who was asking. Somebody, okay, I probably grabbed too many. Somebody was asking about the police. So, yeah. Who is asking about the police, right? This was a very popular Zenyatta Mandata. Remember that one? That's the backside. So I do have a police album. It's weird that, you know what? I gotta move these down. There's the other stack. We have gone through, that's the second stack. And now I just brought a third stack. We've gone through a lot of records tonight. We're gonna go through, this is the last one, the last stack. And this is getting into some like funky stuff. I don't know what's in this batch, so I don't know. Can you name that band? Oh, okay. This is a new album. This is the most recent album I have purchased, and I bought it about 2 years ago. Probably bought it 2024. And I have not bought an album. I will give you clues if you cannot tell by looking at it. Yeah, Patsy Cline for sure. She's a knockoff of Patsy Cline. Yeah, I definitely. Okay, Breath for Me, Elvis. Interesting, okay. Born in the 50s, Police, I think. Yes, you mentioned the Police, but I don't think that's on this one, is it? Don't stand so close to me, driven to tears when the world is running down. You make the best of what's still around. Canary in a coal mine, that was a goodie. Voices inside my head, bombs away. Do 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 da da da. Behind my camel, man in a suitcase, shadows in the rain. The other way of stopping. But remember, don't stand so close to me. That was this one. Yeah, you did mention it, Greg. But the Born in the 50s, not on that one. I don't know if I have another Police album. We'll see. But we're gonna try to guess. No, it's not a Beatles White Album. This was only released, I think, in 2024. And it was an album that was made by one of my, a high on my list of artists that I kind of love. And he was in 2 bands. He was the drummer for a band in 1990, very famous band. And then he started his own band in 1992 that is still performing. Any guesses? This came out in 2024, and it was out of sorrow and mourning that this most recent album came out. And I bought it in vinyl on purpose because I wanted to keep it as sort of a collection item. He was a drummer in the first band, very famous band. And then that band ended, and I'm gonna give you a big clue, because the lead singer took his own life. I had a cat named Roxy and I would sing the Police song. Foo Fighters, correct. Foo Fighters, you got it, Greg. This was their album called But Here We Are. David Grohl, right? But it's Foo Fighters, yes, sure. And it was written after Taylor Hawkins died, and then Dave Grohl's mother also died like 3 months later. And this was what came out of that. It's got some really great songs on it, but it's definitely him processing the mourning of losing his best friend and his mother within a few months. So, but that's what that is. Anyways, we don't need to dwell on that. It's interesting though. Yeah, Foo Fighters, exactly, Foo Fighters. Newport Pleasure is the YMH. Where's Tom? I don't know what that means. Granny, stop yapping. Well, you can just keep scrolling. Greg, I lived in Seattle during the grunge era. Really? So you were right there in the grunge of it. That's cool. Oh, yep. See, Colin can see upside down too. Yep. I have several, yes, albums. And let's see if we can find the year. 1978. And there's the back of that one. It's just a single album. But yes, they were in their own category, but they were really talented. It's kind of like Rush. You know, if you loved Rush. Oh my gosh, look at, what is going on tonight? I didn't see that. Well, okay, so what I was gonna say about, yes, they're in their own category, kind of like Rush. Rush was so understated, and Neil Peart was like, people didn't appreciate what was going, I mean, they did, but not on a massive, huge level. I mean, I think they have held their ground over the years, you know, for sure. It's kind of like watching Tool now, and Danny Carey. I'm into drummers. That's the inside of the Rush with the lyrics. And yeah, this was cool. Did I say the year of this? I can't find the year. It might be on the inside. Oh, here we go. Let's see. I don't see the year. But, oh, look at him, man. Look at that. Look at that picture there. Isn't that cool? That was so cool. These were good days, man. It was in the same genre. Oh, here's an oldie. I forgot I had this. A different Fleetwood Mac. This is Alive. It's got the flip open. This is what we would just sit and look at these pictures for hours and replay the records over and over and over. Joe Capdonna, how are you doing today, beautiful? Oh, I'm fine, thank you. We're just looking at records. Steven, Alice in Chains, nope. Greg, hey, a keyboardist was on his own level. Are we talking about Rush? Or did I move too fast into this one? Which, that's kind of a cool cover because it's blurry. And then there's the back side of it. Right? Fun. Different genre. Different genre. Told you I have eclectic taste. This is classic. If you want to dip your toe into folk music, I was talking to somebody today about folk music. And we were talking about, what were we talking about? Jesse Wells. He's a current artist that is playing folk music. And he's kind of neat. This is just a single. Jim Croce, Time in a Bottle, Baby. Operator. Oh, Operator, remember that song? I wish I could play these for you. I wish I could put them on my record player and play them for you, especially for those of you who aren't familiar with them, because these are just classic songs, just completely. They all hated each other. Wait, what did I miss? Ah, Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Oh, yeah. Yeah, keyboardist was on his own level. That's my shit. Interesting. Forgotten band was Emerson, Lake and Palmer. I remember them. They all hated each other. Emerson, Lake and Palmer, or who hated each other? Okay. I liked Emerson, Lake and Palmer too. I don't believe I have any of their records. Yes. Leroy, bad. Leroy Brown, baddest motherfucking in the whole wide town is Rapid Roy on that on this one. Let me look. These are some good songs, but oh, bad. Leroy Brown is on this. Salon and Saloon, Dreaming Again. It doesn't have to be that way. Alabama Rain. New York's Not My Home. Operator. Time in a Bottle. I Got a Name. One Less Set. Footsteps. I'll have to say I'll love you in a song. Remember that one? I'll have to say I love you in a song. Remember that? These Dreams. A long time ago. Photographs and Memories. This is a classic. This is a classic. Classic. Oh! You're looking at the covers already, right? Okay, who has Disturbed, the band called Disturbed, covered? This little folk duo, right? And he made their song hugely popular all over again. What year? What year? Paul. It's Paul. Paul Simon and Arthur Garfunkel. Looking for the year. I don't know. I don't see the year. Maybe it's on the front. I will look. So the back has the lyrics. Tiny, tiny little print. The lyrics of the songs. Those are the songs. Tiny little print. The songs that are on here. And then these are the lyrics. And what's the name of the song that Disturbed did? You know, the band Disturbed. They, I'm behind here. Oopsie. I have gotten lost in the messages. Great song, operator, correct. To the show that never ends. I'm sorry, I'm gonna end it soon. Remember Twilight Zone? Oh no, is this turning into Twilight Zone? Is this turning into Twilight Zone? We need to end it. We need to call it. Are you guys getting burned out? Oh, another favorite of mine. I don't like the covers. Oh, Sound of Silence. That's it. Yes. Sound of Silence. Correct. Yes. I just spaced on it there. I thought it was really good. You know what? I was driving in my car, I had the radio on, and this was a couple years ago, and I actually had to pull the car over when I realized that it was Simon and Garfunkel's song that he was singing because it was such a powerful cover. As a rule, I'm not a fan of covers. Just once in a while, someone does something that clicks inside me. That one clicked. Okay, we just have a few more, and then unless you want to call it, ooh, we got a good one. This one, band called Survivor. I mentioned them. This was like a one-hit wonder. I Have the Tiger. I think it was from the Karate Kid movie, right? They did the Eye of the Tiger, which was, I think, the theme song from Karate Kid. Is that right? Don't remember completely. But I think this was the only album I ever saw of Survivor. But I did see them they played at Dan the Green, which is one of those 5-band things that I saw at the Rose Bowl. Oh, classic. This is a classic. And I can proudly say I saw this man in concert. Yes, I did. In 1988 or 89, I was flown by someone I was dating at the time to Las Vegas, and we saw in like third or fourth row center Stevie Wonder. Awesome, unbelievable show, unbelievable. This one is a huge, wait, hold on. Isn't this open the other way too? No, I guess it just, nope, this one's just, okay. Here we go. With all the words. Because that was, back in the day, that was how you found out what the lyrics were. Oh, this poor thing. Not doing very well. Kind of coming apart. Oh, this has a lot of stuff on it. Let's see if we can find a year. Darn it. It's got, oh, wait a minute. Okay, I was opening it wrong. It is a 3-way opening. Hold on. So it's a really big album. And it's got 2 albums, one on this side and one on that side. But that's the picture inside. Those are words. So that's the front. I can't find the year. I'm sure it's somewhere, and it's kind of worn out. And then that's the back. It has the list of all the songs. There's so many songs. When you have 2 albums, front and back, you've got a lot of songs, a lot of great songs. Oh, wait, I lied. There must be a third. It says limited edition 3-record set. See that? There must be one in the middle. That's where I was struggling. There must be. Oh, shoot, there is one in the middle too. So there's one in here, there's one in here, and there's one in here. So that's why there are that many songs. Look at all those songs on this, which is pretty cool. You like that, Colin? Wah, wah, wah. It's a good one, huh? I agree. It's totally good. Al Green is great. Eye of the Tiger is Rocky 3. Oh, correct. I knew it was a movie. You're right. Rocky 3. Okay. I don't like Rocky 1. I loved the first, just Rocky. In fact, I had the poster above my bed. The movie poster above my bed when I was a kid, when I was a young teenager. Loved Rocky, loved it. Sequels, never was a big fan of sequels, but yes, Eye of the Tiger, Rocky movie, okay. Oh, somebody earlier asked if I had any Beatles. I do, apparently. Forgot about it. Abbey Road. It's classic. Oh, here's the classic that you'll remember, right? That's the back side. No, that's the front side. I'm sorry, I lied. That's the front side. That's the front side. And that's the back side. Looking for the year. They didn't really, they weren't real good about putting the years on them. Sometimes they put them on the album themselves. This is in there incorrectly anyways. Okay, so interesting. So this is a really old album. And the sleeve is advertisements. So this was in the 60s, I guess. Oh, it says on the sleeve at the bottom, 1960. That's how old, look at this thing, it's falling apart. But they have advertisements for other records on the back of the sleeve. For the Beatles, they have advertisements for other music. Is that crazy? That's 1960. Yeah. Yeah, it says a lot of interesting stuff, and anyways. I was in there the wrong way. It needs to go in this way. It's gonna get torn, I think. I don't want it to get torn. Give me a minute. Shoot, that's not good. It's so torn it doesn't want to go in. I might have to just put that aside and do that later so I don't tear it. Okay, well this one you won't know them at all because this was guys from my high school and they played in Los Angeles. Yeah, this guy, David Pritchard, he was lovely. I don't know if the rest of the guys regrouped after he passed away at about 27 years old. This was from when we were like 18 to 20 years old that they got this album out. Their band name was Armored Saint, and they were a local band. And he got leukemia and died, which is a form of cancer. And it was horribly tragic. We had math together. I love David, he was a sweetheart. He actually has red hair, or had red hair. But these guys were sweethearts. They had a van. We used to go in there and a little bit on the weekends. because he and his family lived like 3 doors down from my best friend. And yeah, so the boys would come and try to get all feely with the girls. But gotta love my armored saint. That's okay. Back to one that we had spoken about earlier. This is probably early 70s. Darn it. Oh, this is 1979. This is when I think bad companies started becoming more well known because they were doing music in the early 70s. And this was 79. But that's the front, that's the back. And then we got our last album of the night because it's been like 2 hours. We got to knock this stuff off. What about the Deftones? I don't think I have any Deftones. Shout out Gingers. Oh, shout out to Gingers, right, David? Oh, he was such a sweetheart. You would probably like Prince. You mean the musician? You mean the musician Prince? Yes, I grew up listening to Prince. Yes, yes. I don't know if I have any vinyl of Prince, but yes, if that's what you're talking about, is the musician. Yes, I love Prince. This one was 79. Yeah. When was disco poppin'? Late 70s. Like Saturday Night Fever, I think, was like 78, maybe 77, 78. You can Google it, but that's when disco was really poppin', was like mid to late 70s, for sure. Formerly known as Prince, yep. He was a symbol, right? 70s, hi Granny, what are we chatting about today? Yeah. We are chatting about old granny music. That's what we're chatting about. Can you name this band? Smarty Pants, Beans in a Can. Yes, Smarty Pants. Journey, Escape. Who is the lead singer? Beans in a Can. Who is the lead singer of Journey? Come on. Come on. Tell me what you know there, Smarty Pants. We're talking about stuff that's like way over your head. Nope, Journey. And the album is called Escape. Their number one song on this album is like a massive, you can't read it because it's backwards, but look at their number one song. It's played at every sporting event, everywhere. Yes, Steve Perry. Steven, you got it. That's right, Beans in a Can. Granny knows a thing or two. Yes, Steve Perry, correct. And this was the original, let's see. Guess what year? This is the last album I'm gonna do. 1981. 1981. I saw Journey 3 times. 3 times. At the Forum, the LA Forum, when it was the LA Forum. And I remember him singing Open Arms. Was in love with him. I saw him at the Rose Bowl. And I don't remember I saw him the third time. It might have been, he threw his voice out. He might have, I don't know. He dipped out in the late 80s and had disagreements with his bandmates. And I'm not sure about his voice. 1978, I think I said 81, right? Yeah, 1981. But good guess, you're right on it. For sure they're Glenn Paul. Who's Crying Now is my favorite. Is that on this one? Yep. It's the third one. 1, 2, 3. I don't know, can we see it? Who's Crying Now? I know it's backwards, but yeah. This was a good album. And I know it's backwards, so you have to just work with me. I think I saw Journey one time, but not sure. Yeah. They played a lot in the late 70s and early to mid 80s. And then Steve Perry started doing his own individual albums, and they started kind of splitting, having their little rift in their band. And then Steve Perry just bailed entirely. It was nice spending time with you. I had a lot of fun talking about music. Colin, thank you so much. You subscribed. Well, thank you. I hope you will enjoy it. My shorts are kind of fun. I play a lot of old rock on them. So, good night, Colin. That's right. Amitasm, not that good. What's not that good? The music? This? Or my shorts? Okay, well, Starship, because you're, okay, the final countdown. That's right. We are going to clock out because it is 10 o'clock. My time, the final countdown. Yes. They're just words. Perry couldn't sing anymore. Oh, okay. I know he came back in like 2015 or something with some kind of an album or something, and it didn't go anywhere. I have it in my home library. He actually, Steve Perry, I believe, lives in San Diego. He lives in Del Mar, which is like a half an hour from here, 20 minutes from here. Do I listen to Seal? Not recently, but I have. I know who Seal is, yeah, for sure. I have it in my home library. That's good. It's always good to have the stuff you love in your own library. Oopsie. Okay, guys, my first LPs were Supertramp and Dire Straits. Well, Glenn Paul, you missed it the last 2 hours. We were going through stacks and stacks of my LPs. I have a whole stack on the floor, and we'll do more another day. But it's been 2 hours, so I'm gonna let everyone go. And Steve Perry was the iconic lead singer of Journey during their most successful years from 77 to 87, and again from 95, 98, and over 70. Yes, Dragon Nuts, that's accurate. That sounds like a very specific description. Thank you for that. Let's talk about, no, we're not gonna talk about politics, boo. Some soul music. You know what, guys? I appreciate you all being here and spending this time. This has really been a lot of fun. And I hope I see you again when I do another live. During the day, I do like nature lives, and I do a lot of nature shorts with rock and roll on them. So I hope I see you all again. And first time seeing your channel on my feed, surprisingly. Well, hang in there, Glenn Paul, because I'm not going anywhere. And I've got more records, and I love talking about rock and roll and other things. So, anyways, I'm going to say goodnight. Have a good Friday. Have a great weekend. I love you all, and thank you for coming to visit. Am I sure I want to stop? Well,